right. Good morning, everyone. This is Adam at St. Patrick Parish. Wanted to record this quick video to go over the content that was covered at the Monday and Tuesday, information meetings, because I did get quite a few emails from parents saying they were not able to attend. So let me jump right into it and go ahead and share my screen. All right. Okay, so in the fall, this coming fall, we're going to be starting a program which is published by Sophia Press, which is called A Family of Faith and Family Catechesis for our parish. So the good news is this is very, very similar to what we have already been using. And that's great because you'll be very, very accustomed to the schedule, how things flow. There is, there's one major difference which I will point out when we do get to the schedule portion of this short presentation. Okay. So building that domestic church, being a family of faith, which is the name of this program, is so important. Okay, so this is my family, my wife and my 7 children. And, you know, we're not perfect by any means, but we try our very best to live a life of faith, to truly make our home, a church in miniature. So what does that look like for you? It's going to look a little bit different in every home, depending on what you have going on or what you are doing. But do you take time to follow the liturgical calendar, to celebrate those saint feast days that maybe mean quite a bit to your family? um and I've said this many, many times over. Religious artwork, holy water, things like that, they're important to have in our homes, because not because they're idols to us, but because they remind us and reset our mindset and our thinking, and protect us in a way from committing any sin, because they direct our eyes to heaven, and they can really pull us out, of a bad situation. So that's why it's so important to have these images, these reminders. And that's why we have them in church as well, because they, the beauty that is in our churches, the whole reason is to direct our gaze towards heaven, to remind us that this is a sacred place when we enter the church, right? That is why our churches, and the way they are decorated and what we have in them as far as signs and symbols is so important. And so our home in certain ways should reflect our parish community, our church. So I'm going to, nope. All right. So the Family of Faith program, it has 3 different elements to it, which you'll see in the schedule. So the first thing we do is obviously we come together at the parish. And starting in the fall, we all of our gatherings will be fully in person. We will be gathering together, having that encounter, that important encounter with each other, as Pope Francis talks about so often. That ministry of encounter, that face to face is so important for us as people. God designed us in that way. God designed us to need and to just grow from that connection with other people. So we'll come together at the parish, and this is where there is a difference in the schedule, which you will notice. So how this will look every month is at the beginning of the month, there will be a time for parent catechesis, and only a parent will come to these meetings. Now, as it always has been, it could be a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, So an adult that's part of the family will come to these meetings, and there will be a Sunday and a Monday session, and you choose only one. And then there is a home component. Now, the home component is what it's all about, because it's all about building up the domestic church. So in September, at our first parent gathering, I will provide you with a parent's guide. And this parent's guide is really your roadmap. And in essence, this is the leader's guide. And it will be handed to you, parents, as a tool to build up the domestic church and to really just grow in faith together as a family. And then every one of your children will get an activity book. Now, the activity book will go along with the monthly themes and the monthly lessons, and it will tell you where the certain pages, apply as you work through the parents guide. So the parents guide is really your primary resource that is what you will be using at home. And then in the community, so at the end of every month, this is where the kids get to come and be together in community. So, and parents again. So in the community, at the end of every month, there's a community gathering, and the families will come, the kids of every age, okay, because this program is not just for sacramental preparation. This is a family gathering, okay, a community gathering. And families will stay together during this gathering, and they will grow together. They will meet other families and that are in the parish, and they will talk about and do activities based upon the month's theme. So real quick, a sacramental preparation timeline, just to lay this out, because for the past few years we have been transitioning to restored order of the sacraments. And it's restored order because it's really going back to the way the order the sacraments were given at the beginning of the church. And so it typically looks like this. So families will sign up for the program usually when their children are in kindergarten or in first grade. Reconciliation may be made in the spring of the second grade year. Confirmation. Children may receive confirmation and First Communion together at the same Mass as early as the spring of the third grade year. And then First Communion, again at the same Mass, having received the perfection of baptismal grace and confirmation, children receive our Lord in the Eucharist. Now, the wording here is important. And in every one of these tabs, I said may receive, may be made, because if your child is past third grade and needs sacraments, we are going to put a plan in place, and we are going to prepare them for the sacraments. So this is very, very important to know. There's no deadline. There's no like, oh, I didn't make it in time. Come and we will prepare your children for sacraments. Even adults. Every year there are adults prepared for sacraments as well. If you know an adult who is going without the sacrament of confirmation, it's never too late. It's never too late. And every year they hold adult confirmation at the cathedral with the bishop. So let us know. Let us know if that's something you do need. So now let me just switch my share real quick. And I wanted to take some time and just give you a snapshot of the schedule and what that looks like. So the 2021-2022 Faith Life Calendar. And so this is available on the parish website along with all the registration materials. And so you'll see each and every month is blocked out. So just like I said earlier in the presentation, at the beginning of each month, we have the parent session. And this is for parents only. And you will choose to attend either the Sunday or the Monday session. You do not have to attend both. You can, but you do not have to. We will be covering the same thing at each session. Okay, and then at the end of the month, you'll see September 26th, we have our first community gathering. Now, this September gathering we'll start with opening mass. So we'll go to regular 10:30 mass together. And then we will have a short gathering down at the school, either outside or in the cafeteria. And then after we gather, the real purpose of that gathering is to break you up into your, small groups for the community gatherings for the year. And so you can get to know those people. But that is also the date, uh, tentative date, if we have it, for the parish picnic. So after we gather up and we kind of just set the tone for the year and get to know, what group we're in, who the catechist is that's going to be really facilitating that group. After that, we'll go and be a part of the larger community at the parish picnic. So that will be a ton of fun. And then October looks just about the same. Now, starting in November and pretty much November on, every month in between that parent gathering and the community gathering, we will still have our grade 2 and 3 retreats. Okay. And so you'll see they're color coded. It's very specific. So our grade 2, those preparing for reconciliation, they will go to the grade 2 reconciliation retreats throughout the year. And a parent will stay with them during those times. And then you'll see in November, we have a grade 3 confirmation retreat as well. So we will prepare the third graders to receive confirmation. And then we cover First Communion. And then at the end, we have a final retreat, and we kind of review and cover both. And then community gathering at the end of November. December, beginning, ending, and then we have a communion retreat in the middle. And then it pretty much follows that same cycle. February, the community gathering is not an actual in-person meeting. It's a service project month. And so in the month of January, in your small group of families, you will decide, what service project you will take on as a pod, together. And I'm really encouraging you to do that together, to do it with the other families that are in your small group. And you'll see it goes through, pretty much the same rhythm every month. And then in April, we have our last grade 3 confirmation retreat. And then in May, we end with our last parent session. And then on May 22nd, we will have a closing mass. That's why the opening and closing are on Sundays. So we'll meet Sunday, May 22nd at 10:30. And after that, we will come down, we'll meet at the school after mass for lunch, and we'll just have lunch together and just enjoy each other's company and really celebrate a year well spent, and a year together. So that is very, very quickly, that is what we covered, at the Monday and Tuesday night meetings. Of course, if you have any questions at all, please email me, call the office, let us know what we can do for you, because we are here for you. And just as we start at the beginning, we have your back, as parish, and we want to help you build up that domestic church, that church in miniature, which is so important. So registration is open. All of the registration materials are available online or at the parish office, and you can mail those in as soon as possible. Because the sooner I have those registrations, the better idea I'll have about the number of books we will need for families and for each grade level that are receiving sacraments. So God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you soon.